Hello guys and welcome to Poser's Movie Recaps. Our film today is about a nun residing in a secluded convent, who unexpectedly conceives twins. According to the prophecy, one of these twins is destined to be good, while the other is foretold to be the harbinger of world destruction. It all begins with a group of sisters and priests, lined up to await their horrific end by the hands of unknown men. After their heads rolled, these men flayed their backs to take a tattooed part of the skin. In a secluded convent in Russia, Sister Yulia is being chastised by her fellow nun, for still keeping a mirror to her room. She tells them that one of the first duties of Christianity is contemplating beauty, as God wills it. That night, Yulia jolts from her deep slumber, after she had a nightmare of the priests and nuns from earlier. Trying to dismiss the grotesque images as mere figments of her imagination, Yulia heads to the bathroom to freshen up. Suddenly, the lights start flickering, which sends shivers down her spine, but when she runs outside, she sees another disturbing vision of Mother Mary tearing up, meaning that an evil is approaching. In St. Petersburg Church in Russia, the news of Sister Yulia's distressing state reaches them. The Archbishop wants swift action and to investigate if it was a divine event, and assigns Father Fox to her case since the priest has helped Sister Yulia in the past. The Archbishop also reveals that Yulia is pregnant with twins through Immaculate Concepcion, and the nun claims that her unborn children are communicating with her. According to her, one of them is being benevolent, while the other is malevolent. However, Fox is hesitant to accept the case, as he has been contemplating a departure from the priesthood. He wants to embrace private life with his pregnant girlfriend, and struggles with beliefs that not every ghostly sighting warrants exorcism. Later, Fox meets his girlfriend Laura, who upon learning of Yulia's case, persuades him to help the nun. After hearing Laura's words, he accepts to help Yulia in her harrowing plight. He heads to the convent to meet with Cardinal Russo, the next in line for the papacy. He was dispatched by the Vatican when the news of Yulia reached them, prompting them to treat the pregnant nun's case with utmost seriousness. Cardinal Russo explains that Sister Yulia refused to talk to anyone except for Fox, and shows him the weeping statue of Mother Mary. Fox tries to dismiss the tears by saying that it might be just water condensation, rather than a forewarning of impending doom. He also meets another priest named Father Saul, a merciless enforcer in the guise of serving humanity and God. When Fox meets Yulia, he asks her why she chose to become a nun. She answers that she initially joined due to a perceived purpose to eventually die, but when she becomes pregnant, she realizes that God wants her to live. He then asks how they communicate with her, and she says that they told her about him, being the only one that can keep bad things from happening. She adds that it was God who brought Fox to meet her, but their conversation gets interrupted when another nun takes Yulia away. Father Fox gets summoned by Cardinal Russo to his chamber, where the cardinal shows him prints of scriptures and text. He believed it to be a secret language used by an elite class of Zoroastrian priests, which looked exactly similar to the tattoo on the back of the massacred priest from earlier. As they decipher the ancient text, they learn of a prophecy that states that a virgin will give birth to twin boys, one good, and one evil. Before the Messiah can learn to love, the Antichrist brother will try to extinguish him. Father Fox thinks that the text doesn't mean an actual virgin, but it implies that the Messiah will be born a virgin birth. But the devil will have to enter through free will, meaning that Yulia will have to choose to get frisky with a man. Father Fox expresses his doubts on the prophecy, and tells the cardinal that Yulia has a history of mental struggles. In her youth, she was treated for sensing things that were nothing but figments of her imagination. Later, Fox has a nightmare of Yulia drowning herself in the lake of ice, and when he tries to save her, he is not able to find her beneath the icy water. Suddenly, the twins emerge from the water, while Yulia appears beside him screaming. He continues to feel conflicted between his belief in good and evil, and when presented with a chance to eavesdrop on Cardinal Russo and Father Saul's conversation, he uncovers the real motive of the Vatican towards the case. The Church wants Yulia and her twins to be eliminated, as they believe that permitting their birth might trigger the impending apocalypse. They believe that Cardinal Russo can carry the burden, and when Saul leaves, Fox tries to convince the cardinal to stop their plan. He highlights the moral gravity of the situation, and implores him to reconsider. He explains that following through with the murder would condemn him to eternal damnation, and nothing can save him from that if he goes through the Vatican's plan. After more persuasion, Cardinal Russo relents and helps them escape. With Father Saul's men hot on their trails, Fox calls his girlfriend Laura to seek a place to hide. They board a train to meet with Laura, but on the way, Yulia gives birth to her twin son. In the middle of birthing, Fox seems incoherent and loses consciousness, and after he wakes, he learns that Yulia named the twins Samuel and Jacob. At the train station, Saul is waiting to capture them, but Yulia seems to know the danger and stirs her companions in another direction. In Tallinn, Estonia, the group meets with Laura, who takes them to an abandoned house in the middle of the woods. The house is littered with half-finished paintings and hunting supplies, as Laura's grandfather was prepping for the end of the world before he passed away. Meanwhile, Father Saul visits Fox's chamber in St. Petersburg Church, and finds a picture of Laura among his things. Back at the cottage, the group settles well and Cardinal Rousseau loves his newfound freedom in the wilderness. They continue to analyze the scriptures involving the prophecy, which states that Fox might possibly die as a priest, but be reborn as the father of the twins. At this point, Fox also keeps on having strange dreams and hallucinations about evil, which he initially dismissed as a product of his imagination. When Yulia and Fox start having unsettling and provocative dreams involving one another, they figure that the evil is trying to coerce them into an intimate union. If this union happens, Fox will be forced to renounce his priesthood, and become the father of the twin. Presently, both of the infants are innocent, devoid of any inherent good or evil. When Laura arrives covered in blood, she tells them that it's getting scary out there, and there have been more people acting weird. She adds that she booked a ticket for them to go to Canada, as she thinks it will be safer if they move somewhere. The devil also starts to taunt Cardinal Rousseau with visions, promising immense wealth and prosperity in exchange for finishing off one of the twins. The cardinal rejects the sinister proposition, choosing to uphold his faith and conscience. Because of this, he meets a tragic demise and viciously gets taken by the jaws of wolves. When Fox travels with Laura to pack her things, she explains that the government thinks that there's some mysterious outbreak upon the people of Estonia. This insidious plague baffles experts, as they are at a loss regarding its origin and how to carefully counteract it. Some people speculate that the outbreak originates from the mining region of Kos, and somehow attributed to Laura's family as they owned the land. On the way back, they stop by the mining plant and find the workers getting crazier and violent. Laura tries to defuse the situation, but one of the employees wrestles a gun from the security and shoots Laura. As Laura slips away, she catches a glimpse of a white-haired boy with an icy gaze. Fox is devastated by the loss of the love of his life, and weeps as she takes her last breath. Later, Fox drives to go back to the cottage, not knowing that Saul has been secretly following him. When Fox arrives, they look for Cardinal Rousseau and discover that the holy man has been mauled by the wolves. They take his body to burn, unaware that Saul is lurking in the shadow. Seeing that Fox and Yulia are outside, Saul enters the cabin and stares at the twins. He points his weapon at one of them, but the white-haired boy appears and guides his hand on the other twin. It is clear that this boy is the manifestation of evil, manipulating the events so the malevolent twin will live, while the benevolent one will be eliminated. Before Saul can hurt them, Yulia arrives and stops him from hurting them. Saul is able to knock her out, but Fox intervenes and with some struggles, they are able to subdue the man. While talking about their next move, Yulia has a vision of an old man, pointing his finger at the attic. At the attic, they stumble upon a trove of paintings, depicting every trial and tribulation they've endured. It illustrates the events from the time they escaped the convent, the death of Cardinal Rousseau, and even Laura's baby in her womb. In between all the tragedy that happened, Fox laughs and tells her that the prophecy must be real. Fox rushes to look at the scriptures, but before he can analyze the next possibility, he has a terrible headache accompanied by a vision of Laura. It seems that the evil makes another attempt to lure Fox in the dark, and uses Laura's image to manipulate his emotions, by claiming that Yulia is to blame for Laura's tragic fate. The next morning, Fox attempts to hurt Yulia and her twins, but luckily, Yulia is able to escape through the windows. She seeks some help from the police, but when Fox catches up to them, he quickly takes the lives of the two officers. After he finishes them off, his sights turn to Yulia, and chase her through the woods. He corners them to the cliff, and explains that he only needs to eliminate the bad one. Yulia pleads with him to stop, as she cannot choose to lose a child. When Fox tries to forcefully take one of the twins, Yulia shoots him with the weapon she stole from the police. However, Fox comes back to life hinting that his journey is far from over. The message is now clear, and it seems that the prophecy is about to be fulfilled. He is destined to raise both the twins as their father, ultimately setting the stage for an uncertain and enigmatic future, where both good and evil are raised together for the first time. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. You can also hit the notification bell and like the video to help the channel out. Thank you.